Okay, raise your hand if you like suffering. Okay, if you're raising your hand right now, you probably have never really, really suffered. I'm talking about deep, painful, agonizing suffering that really just sucks. Why do we have to go through that? Why do people suffer? There's really one clear, simple answer, and it's because we exist here on this planet. This is a planet where suffering happens. There's a belief about suffering that I would really, really like to dismantle. A lot of people believe that if you're suffering, it's because you're bad and because you deserved it. And maybe you think it's because you're a sinner and you brought this upon yourself. Maybe it's because you believe you're broken or bad or unworthy in some way. And you develop this story that these bad things are happening to you on purpose because you're bad and you're being punished. And that's just not true. Now, sometimes suffering happens as an effect of something, like you walk across the street and you get hit by a car. And so there is simple, natural cause and effect suffering. But it doesn't mean that you're being punished for being flawed or being human, or that you're bad, or that you're unworthy of love and a good life. It just happens. I know because it's happened to some really good people that I love. I love these people, and the most unfair things have happened to them. And really, I've made some big mistakes in my life, and I blamed myself for a lot of my suffering when I was younger. But these people that I'm talking about, they haven't done those things, and still their lives are hard, and hard things happen. And it's not because they're bad or mistaken or wrong or guilty. It's because they live here. Now the next question is, what are we going to do with our suffering? While we are in it, we are just going to have to feel it. We are going to have to feel it, and that sucks. And I know there's a lot of different ways to get through it, and that's one of my favorite things to talk about, and we will talk about that at length. But now let's talk about, once you're through it and you're on the other side, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with that suffering? I like to think of suffering lately as like a material. Like if I was to take all the suffering that I've had in my life, there's been a lot. If I could gather it all up, it would become a substance that I can create with. I can build something with my suffering. I can just let it be, and I can let it hurt, and I can be angry that it happened, and I can be resentful, and trust me, I have been, but I don't have to stay there. I can take it and use it to create something beautiful. And I've been doing that for a lot of years, and I actually really enjoy turning my suffering into something wonderful and something that other people can use to help alleviate their suffering or help them get on a new path or get further down their path. And I was thinking about this the other day, and this kind of vision came to me of what that looks like. And I just saw myself dressed in white, and I was just holding this big ball of light, and it was just colorful and all sorts of different shades and textures, and it was kind of misty on the edges, and it was my suffering, but it was also an opportunity to create with, and I could literally make anything out of it that I want to. And so I want to show you a painting that I found today that actually is really similar to what I was envisioning. And so this is something that I painted a few years ago, right after I filed for divorce and moved out. And it's not done yet. I keep thinking I'm going to add more to this lovely, crazy, beautiful planet that I made. But really, in this vision that I had, that's kind of what my suffering looked like. And it was an opportunity to create a whole new world. What do I want my world to be like? What do I want my surroundings to feel like? And who do I want to help? What can I do with this? And really, the sky's the limit, or the galaxy is the limit. So what are you going to do with your suffering? What are you going to do with all that material that you've been given? And I know it doesn't feel like a gift when it's happening. And trust me, I wish I could have escaped a lot of the suffering that I was in, and I tried to, but it happened. And now I have this, and I have lots of plans of what I'm going to do with mine continuing forward. And I hope to help you in any way that you need. And I love you. You got a beautiful soul.